What's going on, everybody? Jason here, bringing you another video. Pretty excited about this one. I got a lot to talk about, so I'll try to make a lot of this as fast as possible while explaining it the best I can. I'm going to be switching over all my tanks to sponge filters. Why? I did a lot of research, and according to everybody, they worked the best. They also are the least maintenance. I have a canister filter, my son's son. You don't really need to maintenance it too much, maybe once a month, but when you do, there's a lot of work. You know, you unplug the valve, and the canister's really heavy. You take it over to the sink. You got to take the trays out. There's water everywhere. It's a big old mess. These are nice. These act as mechanical and biological filter. And when you need to maintenance them, you just take the filter out, the sponge, you squeeze it out in tank water and put it back in. Boom, you're done. I have 3 tanks going right now. I got my daughter's 5-gallon tank for her beta, my 40-gallon for my convicts, and my pond I set up behind me. And I'm going through that filter floss from Walmart like crazy. It's cheap, but still, it's money every few months. I got to go through that, and with this is going to save me a whole heck of a lot of money in the long run. So I'm basically going to be setting up all these in my 40-gallon to cycle them today, and I got 2 of these for the 40-gallon. I got this little one for my daughter's tank, and this one for the pond. This one I'm not going to cycle. I'm just going to stick it in the pond. It should be all right. There's only 5 neon tetras in there. And I think a lot of the waterfall rocks are creating biological bacteria. So I want to talk about these filters real quick. I got these from American Aquarium Products. Let me make sure I have that right. Yeah, American Aquarium Products and Supply. Just so you guys know, I'm not being paid to do this. For those of you guys who know me, I have 3 YouTube channels. I have this one, my leather channel, JDO Custom Leather, and I have my personal channel, Jason Olbinski. I do a lot of reviews and a lot of different types of videos, and nobody pays me to do one single one. I just did a lot of research, and these seem to be really good, and I want to do a review on this. This particular brand is supposed to be the best on the market. Personally, I don't know. I've never even used sponge filters before, so a lot of you guys out there are probably more of an expert than I am at this. So according to these guys at American Aquarium Products, they have a patent on their material, and it is supposed to be the best sponge material out there that's going to hold the most amount of biological bacteria for your aquarium. They're really not that much more expensive than anybody, so there's really no reason not to buy from them. The quality of this is really good. I mean, this is some pretty thick plastic. Take one of these apart real quick. You got the base here. You've got your 2 grates on the inside that come apart. It all comes apart pretty easy, just friction fit together. And it's pretty heavy duty, thick plastic. I mean, it's definitely not cheap, so I mean, I have nothing bad to say about that. I've never had sponge filters before, so maybe they're all like that, I don't know. But it's definitely got some weight to it. I also got a Fusion Quiet Power air pump, it's model 600 from their website also. I think this is maybe 23 bucks. So if you think about it, I paid $65 for my son's canister filter off of Amazon. I got all 4 of these in the pump for $53. Think about that for a second. That's basically 3 different filter systems. That's pretty good, assuming that these are going to work. I assume like I said, I never used sponge filters, so I don't know. I'm going off of what other people say. So this is basically going to be part 1. We're gonna stick them in the tank, get them running, and show you all that. I went to PetSmart. I got me some air tubing, air stones. I'm using these because I can cut these. If this is as powerful as I think it is, I want as much air coming out of here as possible because these are hollow. So I want to show you something on their website real quick. I'm going to move some of this and bring the camera over, and I want to show you this. Okay guys, here's their website, American Aquarium Products and Supply. And we're going to go over to their sponge filters real quick. I'm not going to read all this. You guys go on here. On their website, it talks about how they have a patent on their sponge material. They also talk about how there's a lot of other manufacturers that are trying to sell it, and they're knockoffs. I don't remember where that was. I'm not going to try to find it right now. So the one I purchased 2 of these, which is the number 4. Purchased 2 of these for my 40 gallon. Now you can go on Amazon, and here, this is the one I got from them, and as you can see, they look exactly the same. The only difference is the one on Amazon costs almost $14, and theirs only costs $8.99. So even if Amazon is selling the exact same one, you might as well buy it from the website because they're cheaper. And according to their website, this is a knockoff. So, and it also says on here it's sold by e-tails and fulfilled by Amazon. There's some reviews on here about stuff. Like I said, I don't know anything about sponge filters. I just did a lot of research. Everybody that I talked to said that ATI are the best sponge filters. So I went with the masses, with what they said, and we'll see what happens. I want to switch over to sponges because it's supposed to be a lot less maintenance, and they're supposed to be really good for your tank. A lot of biological bacteria. All right, so I'm gonna show putting these together real quick, and we'll get them in the tank. I just want to tell Richard from Pond Guru Outdoors, if you're watching this, I am not getting rid of your BioHome Ultimate media. I'm not going to be using it anymore, but I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it because I'm pretty sure I'll use it again. I'm definitely not losing it this time. I got a bunch of it, and I'm saving it. Don't worry about that, man. I love that stuff. All right, let's take a close look at the sponge filter for a minute. It's pretty nice. I like it. We'll take this apart, show you how this is supposed to be put together. Most of you guys probably know how to. If you don't, I will show you. This all just comes apart in pieces, which is really nice. Easy, really easy to take this all apart and clean it if you need to. So your air line is going to come down this tube. It's going to connect to there, and then you're going to run the air line back off of there down into here and put your air stone. And you're going to put your air stone as low as the lower you put it down here, the more water flow you're supposed to get. That's what I heard anyway, and that's what I'm going to try. So that's why I bought these PetSmart Bubble Wand. These are actually hollow. I don't know if this is made out of some sort of... Sorry. Not very skilled at opening this. The one thing I like about these are customizable as far as length. You can cut this. And so what I'm going to do is actually cut this to almost the entire length. Because I hope this air pump, the Fusion air pump I got, is pretty powerful. I want as much air coming out of here as possible for my 40 gallon. So I'm just going to run that right off the... I'm just going to make a hose, put that right off of there, and run this down as far as I can. So we'll get some hose here, and you know what? I'm just going to throw the trash on the floor because I don't need it. I got some tubing here. We're going to have to cut a little bit here. Let me get my scissors. Alright, so here's one. We're going to put that on there. And then stick this on the end and kind of see how far down this is going to go. Okay, so this is how far this is going to go down. I'm going to cut this, I think, pretty much right here at the bottom. I mean, that's where the sponge is going to be, right here. There's no need to have it go down all the way at the bottom of the base. So I'm just going to cut it right there. I don't know if I can make a mark on it with my fingernail. Yep, there it is. And then you're just going to put your take the cap from the other side. It feels like a foam material. And there's my giant air stone. Hopefully this works. I mean, it's gonna work. I hope this gives out a lot of bubbles, is what my plan is. Okay. Stick that in there. Dropping stuff all over the place. Then we're going to take one air line right here. Gonna run that down to right there. And there we go. That's ready for business. All right, I'm gonna do the other one, and then we will set up the air pump on back of the tank. All right, here's the Fusion pump, and my goodness, this thing is a freaking beast. This thing is huge. I did not expect that. It's got a dial for high and low, which is cool. This is gonna blow up my tank. Just kidding. But man, I hope this works. This thing's freaking huge. Let's see how this works. The only thing I don't like about this air pump, I don't think the cord is all that long. But if it reaches down, I'll be happy. Yep, it reaches down all right. This is why I have this little shelf on the back of my tank right here. Works perfect. Okay, let's see if we can get these in the tank. I'm going to take my light off here for a minute. So according to the directions, you're supposed to stick this in the water and squeeze it to get all to get the air out of it so it'll sink. So that's what I'm doing. And that worked. That sank pretty good. So I'm going to try to get these pretty much in the middle on both sides like this. Alright, I'm going to plug in these air tubes. I'll trim them to length later. Let's just see how this works. I'm going to plug this in. Let's see how much power. There we go. There we go. Now something I was afraid of is happening. It's splashing up on my light. I've got a glass top I will put on there. But that seems to be working. Alright, one thing I want to do is see if I can see how much water is coming out. See how much water flow. What I'm going to do, I mean, I'm putting my hand over it and it definitely feels I guess you can't there you go. I guess if you can see that, that's definitely, you can kind of see the stream of water coming out. It's so I'm trying to get this to a point where, yeah, I mean, it's definitely sucking some water through. It's got some flow going on. So it is working. It is working. Sorry about the glare in the window behind me. Not much I can do about that. I was trying to get the whole tank in here so you could see it. Well, it is definitely working. I believe the air, I like the size of the bubbles coming out. There's a lot of air bubbles. They're not too big, they're not too small. Pretty sure that's drawn a lot of water up. I mean, I can definitely feel a lot of flow. It's breaking up the surface of the water a lot, which is what I hoped it would do. If the surface of your tank is too still, you get that protein buildup. Now I'm leaving my Sun canister on here for about a week to let these establish and cycle and get some bacteria on them. And once these cycle, I'm taking my canister off of here, which is why I wanted 2 of these. Like I said, I'm tired of the maintenance of the canister. I've got 3 tanks, and with this, I can just keep these in here for a few weeks, even a month, and take them out, and then just squeeze them out, and I'm done. I also don't like having so much equipment. I took my trickle filter, if you guys remember, was on top. I'm not using that anymore. These 2 should be enough, because I had those 2 submersible pumps on the side. I've got the PVC pipe to the can. There's just too much crap in the tank, and I want to keep as many of these convicts as I can, and so I need to make as much room as I can. And I also need the best filtration I can, and apparently everyone says it's this. So I'm gonna, now that I also need to hook up my daughter's filter in here, which I'm gonna use another air pump for that. Well, so far this seems to be working. I mean, I don't like the look of it. They're ugly, which is why I never bought them before, but I guess I can get used to it. If these work good, if they filter good and really keep my water clean, then I say it's a fair trade-off. They're very fast shipping, very good customer service. I mean, I think it shipped out the next day. It was only like 3 days I got them. Everything was packaged real nice. I got nothing bad to say. A very pleasant experience. I hope the quality of these is as good as they say. The only way to find out is by testing my water. So, like I said, I'm gonna I may not even wait a week. I mean, maybe I'll do like a hardcore test and only run these for about 3 days, and then disconnect my canister filter and see how well these will work. And really the only true way is to test your water and see what your parameters are. So, I'll be the guinea pig here, like I always do. If you guys have watched my videos, you know I'm always screwing with my tanks. Why do I do this so much? Hey, that's the fun part. So, I'm going to hook up my daughter's and then get the pond one going. Okay, here is the other sponge filter. I got hooked up to my pond. I got it running. This one is hooked up to a power head. I had to use a tiny bit of Teflon tape on an adapter to get that hooked up. But it's hooked up. And it looks like one of my dwarf frogs is already making himself home back there. I got my big piece of driftwood I put in there. And it's got a lot of flow. I'm surprised at how much water is still coming through that sponge. Made some changes to my pond, as you can see. The moss is still alive. It doesn't seem to be growing much. It doesn't seem to be doing anything much. There's all the neons. They're scared because I stuck that filter in. But, so that's working. Pretty happy about that. Now I got my daughter's in there. This one, cycling for her, and that's going to go in her beta tank, her glowfish tank. I'm going to take that filter out. Which seems to be working pretty good, but it causes a lot of current. And as you can see, the beta is always hiding right up there. Can't even see it. There's a little too much current for the beta, so I'm going to use this one. And I got that hooked up to an old Whisper pump, and that seems to be working pretty good. You can definitely see, I'm not sure if you can tell by the video, there's a lot more power coming out of here than there. I tell you what, I'm really impressed by this air pump. This is freaking awesome. I love it. It's big, it's a beast. You can adjust the amount of air. I'm really happy with that air pump. I love that air pump. Convicts seem to be coming back out and chilling. They got a lot more space to swim around. It's one of the reasons I wanted to have some simple interior filtration so I don't have a whole lot of maintenance, and these guys have some more room to swim around. I had to take those rock structures out. If you guys saw the video making these, I still got them. I'm definitely keeping them. I'm not giving those to anybody. But I want to keep as many of these guys as I can, and they're going to get bigger, so they need some more room. And there's the 2 Anubias plants. One of those was in my pond, but the water level isn't high enough for it. And I'm definitely going to have to put the glass top on there, and I'll trim some of this airline when I'm done with this video. But I want to say overall, I have nothing bad to say about these or the experience with the American Aquarium Supply Store. Very professional, fast shipping. Product was everything they said. Definitely not cheap material. I mean, heavy duty plastic. The air pump, I am impressed with that air pump. For 23 bucks, that thing is a beast. You're not gonna find that at PetSmart. If I need another air pump, I'm buying one from them. That's freaking awesome. I love that. So now it's just doing some bunch of water tests about once a week and checking on it to see how well that these are cycling and how much bacteria is getting on it, and what's going to happen when I disconnect my canister filter. Really, it's going to come down to just water tests. I mean, I still think they're kind of ugly. You know, I'm just this is my objective opinion about these. They are actually working a little bit better than I thought. I still don't like the look of them, but it'll be a trade-off. I mean, there's definitely a lot more room for the fish in there. I can't really put too much more decorations in there with these filters. Oh, and everything's really quiet. It's really quiet. There's no more dripping noise from my trickle filter up there or splashing. The only thing I can hear right now is the pond. That's the only thing I can hear. I can't hear anything out of this other than just a little bit of fizzing from the bubbles, so it's really quiet. I actually like that. There's my female coming to check us out. What you doing near my tank, son? These are all her babies in here. If you guys watched some of my past videos, this is that same female. I had to get rid of the male and keeping the babies. Alright guys, that's the review. Thank you for watching. Click to subscribe. Thanks to American Aquarium Product and Supply. Thanks to Richard from Pond Guru Products. I love his BioHome Ultimate Filter Media. Like I told you, Richard, I'm not getting rid of that stuff. Thanks to all you who subscribe. Keep watching for the next video. We'll try to give an update in about a week from now. Thanks for watching, guys.